And welcome to another episode of the In 90 Minutes podcast. I'm your host this evening, Ahmed Salim. Alongside me this evening are John and Misael, David and Luke. Could not be with us this evening. They had some prior commitments and get caught up at work. So we have a lot to cover. Welcome to Mediocre Mondays. I usually say Happy Monday. I'm trying to be optimistic, so I'm calling them Mediocre Mondays right now. But it feels anything but mediocre. It feels much worse than that. But we'll get into it. So, gentlemen, how was the holiday weekend for you? Hope you guys were able to enjoy a little bit of time off, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, good, good. Um, so thank you
Sorry,
to everybody who's what. What's that?
I had my mic muted.
Oh,
So, Jim,
okay.
my Saturday was actually okay. I turned it off after the 35th minute because I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time watching a team that doesn't even want to show up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll get into it. Before I forget, as always, thank you for watching and supporting the show. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to our socials. We're on pretty much every major platform. We're live. We welcome your comments. And that's it. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So, do we want to talk about other stuff before we get into the first team?
Yeah.
Happenings around.
This past weekend, the Pride played on Saturday. Um, didn't get to watch it. It was not very, from what I could tell, not a very exciting 84 plus minutes until Haley McCutcheon put in the first one, and then there were 3 goals in 10 minutes between the two teams.
Wow.
So the Pride, the Pride ended up winning 2-1 with a last minute winner. Um, I know pre-show, Masao, you said you didn't get to see any of it either.
No, I didn't get to see it. But that's wild, man.
Three
I mean,
goals
the
in 10
last.
minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
So right now the Pride are sitting in sixth with 8 points, 4 points back from the San Diego Wave. I'm trying to see when we play them next, if we even play them. Uh, I don't see that we actually even play them this year. Yeah. So, um, tightening up. This year Angel City's supposed to be one of the better teams, and based on the table, they're sitting in fourth, point ahead of us. So they were 4 points ahead of us. They got 3 wins, no draws, and we were their first loss on the year. So it's a good win. They had the big signing. They signed Rodman this past year to a big contract. So
He's highest paid, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Looks like
Wow.
she didn't play
Yeah.
though. I thought it was them that signed.
Yeah, I
Or
think
yeah,
she's the biggest. I think it's what biggest contract ever, or just the most of this season.
I think it's the biggest contract ever, from what I heard.
Wow, good for her.
Maybe they weren't the ones that signed him. I thought she was. Oh well.
Yep, all good.
Yeah, that's it. Their next match is this Friday, the 24th, against Racing Louisville at 5:30. It's an away match. But I
She's
catch them on
Washington. Just for clarity, she's on Washington Spirit.
Washington. Okay. Now, Racing Louisville is second to last with 1 point. So should be a win. Right. They put goals in. Um, they had a ton of shots again, 17 shots, 6 on target, 3 big chances, missed one of them, which actually isn't too terribly bad. The big chances to miss ratio is pretty good there, but 17 shots, you got to put more on target than 6. And, if you have more than 6 on target, you should be scoring more than 2 goals. OCB doesn't play until this Saturday, I think it is. Different tab. Yeah, they play this Saturday, April 11th, against Chattanooga FC at 7 p.m. I don't know why the MLS is doing this a lot this year, and it's really they play the same exact time we play Columbus.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Why not?
I mean, this year, out of all years, it doesn't matter for us because we're terrible anyway.
I was about to say, yeah, does it really matter? Really quick, just go back to Rodman. I know she doesn't play for us, so many out there probably don't care, but she did sign a record-breaking 3-year contract extension with Washington Spirit. She's over $2 million annually, including bonuses. She's the highest paid player in NWSL history and the world's highest paid female soccer player.
Wow. It's about damn time. Seriously, man, when you
That was
see...
probably a proud dad moment.
Huh?
I said that was probably a proud dad moment for her dad.
For real.
According to what she says, they have no contact.
Oh, okay.
Like the way I heard an interview with her, a while ago, where she was saying how, basically he was only started to be around when she was good, and she just kind of cut him off. So it was like he was glory hunting, kind of.
Yeah, he was still celebrating after the '98 win. All those years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. What's next?
What about OCB? We have anything to talk about with OCB?
Yeah, they haven't played since March 22nd. Their next match, like I said, is April 11th against Chattanooga FC.
Okay.
Which is Nashville's reserve squad, I believe.
That game is here, though, right?
No, it's an away game.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought I saw it here. Well, all right. Do you want to?
The CB is just for those interested. They are currently sitting in 5th place right now in the MLS Next Pro in the East. They're sitting on 8 points through 4 matches. Crown Legacy is in first. They haven't lost, or they've won every game. So they have 15 points through 5. So we got a little bit of ground to make up there, but we'll see.
Okay. Nice. All right. On a separate note, recently here in there was a tournament held this past weekend. The Copa Rayados Easter International Tournament. It was here from Wednesday all the way through Saturday. So there was a large amount of youth soccer in the area. And I believe our Orlando City Academy I believe it was their U12 won against, of all the teams, the Inter Miami Academy. So congratulations to them. It was the U12s, I believe. Let me check before I misspeak here. Um, but there was a lot of soccer this weekend in Central Florida.
The Generation Adidas Cup still going on. The U15s and U16s were knocked out in the first round of uh, the round of 8.
Yeah.
Basically, it goes. They do pool play, and then it's one and done after that. And they ended up losing U15s and U16s. So unfortunately, they won't be lifting a trophy this year at the Generation Adidas Cup. And then I believe the U19s get started this week or next week.
Nice. It was the U12s. It was the U12s. They won against the Academy in the final 3-2. So
Nice.
congratulations to them. Yeah. All right. So that was the highlight of the weekend. It really was. I mean, those were the highlights of the weekend because then on Saturday, 9:30 our time, 6:30 California time, the Orlando City Soccer Club Lions took on LAFC away, and honestly, I don't think any of us are surprised at the outcome, right? When we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was even before everything was Oscar, everybody said that by the end of April, our first 10 matches, we would win one. I was the only fool that said we'd win two. I don't know which was the second one. Maybe I had ESP and I foresaw the U.S. Open Cup, right? But we were just talking about the regular season anyway. In either case, we went. And we came back with a 6-0 loss. Like I said, I don't think any of us are surprised that we lost. I don't think any of us thought we were going to come away with a win. A draw would have felt like a win. I think what disappointed a lot of us from what I remembered in the chat, yeah, let's get to pain. That's what we're doing. From what I remember in the chat, it was more about how we were playing. And in the first half, I don't know where we were. I don't know where the guys were. But to John's point, after I think it was like 20 or 30 minutes, John says, "I'm done with this." But honestly, in the second half, we came out the way we should have. Had we come out that same way in the first half, I think it would have been a little less disappointing. There was a little bit more fire in them, and there's really nothing to say. There's nothing to say, to the words of Perlman. He said it is what it is, which is ironic, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
What's that?
I said that was wild when he said that.
Yeah. So, to hear that from him is like, okay, we say that, right? But, I mean, listen, for me, and this is why we've said I don't think he's going to stay the long run. He's doing as best he can. And all respect to him, I just don't think this is the stage he's ready for at this point, right? I think there's a lot of challenges. Is the roster challenging? Yes. Is the roster missing things? Yes. Is that the only reason we're in this situation? Absolutely not. But, I just think we didn't come out the way we needed to. Not for a win. I'm not talking, we weren't going to come out to win this match. I'm sorry for anybody who's listening. But we didn't come out to play the way, as fans, at least for me, I just want to see us play like the way we did in the second half from the start. It shouldn't take us, how far down were we in this first half? 5-0, right?
No.
Yeah, it shouldn't take that to wake us up as a team, right? That's the only disappointing part to me. I mean, there's a lot of disappointing parts, don't get me wrong, because we could sit and tear apart all the performances, all the mistakes, and there was plenty of them. But for me, that was the biggest thing. It's like, if you're going to come out and we know we're going to lose, at least play well. And we weren't doing that the first half. I'm done.
I mean, it's just like you said, You want to see them fight. I mean, by the 28th minute, it was 4-0. It seemed like John had brought it up in our group chat. When Tuesta was playing, that guy was atrocious. It seemed like he still bleeds black and gold. 'Cause he was just, I guess he forgot, and he was like passing them the ball. It seemed like it's like, dude, you're not over there anymore. You don't play for them. It was more of, like you said, no fight. Like it was just with ease. Like I understand Danny Bowanga is amazing, and I understand that right now they, I mean, I'm pretty sure they seem. I think they're the best team in the league right now. Um, they're a complete team. Offensively, defensively, they still have not conceded a goal at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they drew a match 0-0. I think so. Yeah, they haven't conceded a goal, so they're the best team in the league right now. We are, if not the worst, second worst. So it was just bad from the start, man. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's so much, you could say about the match. I mean, you brought it up, Atuesta. Oh, he might be the best midfielder in practice. Then it makes me question what you're doing or in training, whatever you want to call it. It makes me question what you're actually doing in training. If he looks like if he's the best midfielder we have, and then he shows up so far match after match this season and just has no intensity whatsoever.
I wonder what his
And
turnovers were.
he was awful. He was lazy. He was lackadaisical. I mean, there's one like you get the ball as a midfielder, and you're always you watch almost every midfielder at a high level as the ball's coming to them. You see them look around. He wasn't doing that at all. There was one time he caught the ball or received the ball between two, and then by the time he received it, it was three um, LA players, and he literally just stands there, doesn't
Yeah,
do anything with the ball, just stood there, and that led to a goal. Another time at midfield, he doesn't collect the pass correctly, or doesn't pass, makes a poor pass, leads the Orlando City player right into defenders. It gets taken away, and then he makes a half-hearted slide at it, which he ended up getting cautioned for, and then LA goes down and scores. And then a third time, he did he I don't even know what he did that he had to slide for the ball. Didn't touch the ball, and then right at the top of our box, and then LA scores. I think that was Belanga's third. And it was just like just terrible. People can talk about Iago. He was playing out of position. You look at that guy and watch him play. He's not a left back. He doesn't have the capability to be a left back. And why we started with three center mids, and out of the three of them, he was the one that was starting on the left side. And maybe they wanted it to be a starting, back, starting with three center mids and have play kind of a back five. But Angulo wasn't tracking back,
Yeah, he was
so
leaving him
then
wide. He was leaving him hanging, right? Yeah.
yeah, so then they had to transition into a back four, and you have to put Miller or Brecalo on the outside on that because they're better, more suited to play that left back role than Iago is. And he got burnt. He got burnt time and time again. And I just, so much you could say about it that we've already said. I thought Perriman would do a better job than he has been doing, but at first I was kind of hesitant with, how Luke was saying, we have to bring somebody in immediately. We have to bring somebody in, period. Perriman, from the top down, anybody that was associated with Poppy and his staff, we need to cut ties with when we bring a new coach in. And, maybe that part won't happen. The coaching part I hope happens before we pick up play again in the summer in July. But the full overhaul of the staff probably won't happen until after the season's over just because of availability and such. but we need to bring somebody in sooner rather than later, um, because what we've seen the last this is our third or fourth match without third match with Perelman in there,
Yeah.
fourth match with him in there. It's just you can't have anybody in there, and for those people saying that this is what we asked for, yeah, this is a growing pains. This is why I wanted Poppy gone 3 seasons ago when we were doing terrible at the beginning of the season, but we held on to him and waited, and now this is where we're at. Because everything you're seeing here is a product of the negative tactics that Poppy played with.
Yeah, and honestly, that's just it for me, right? Like that's the whole thing when people say, because you see the social media posts, you're like, oh, they're listing all the players we're missing. Oh, don't you guys wish you had this one back and that one back, and you wanted Oscar gone and this and that. The longer we waited, we made this worse by waiting longer, and we meaning the club. The longer we waited, we made this worse. Would it have been easier? Probably not that much, but it was. It's like not changing the oil in your car for like 5 years and then being surprised when there's like a $5,000 bill and it's not just an oil change. You know what I mean? It's like you made the problem worse by waiting so long, and now we're saying, oh, it's because you wanted this, didn't you? You wanted to change the oil. Well, you needed to. You just waited so long to do it that there's so many things that went wrong as a result of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it it's part of I feel like it's part of a process that we're gonna go through, and it's gonna be a long process. This is not gonna be an overnight change. And I said it at the beginning. This is gonna test out the true level of support from the fans. This is going to test how true a fan are you that you're willing to stick by this club through thick and thin, because it's about to get really thick. If you think it is now, it's gonna get worse, And we had that jersey. That's when jersey themes were good, right? Because right now they should bring that perfect storm back, because that's what we're in right now. It's like the perfect storm was like timed wrong. Maybe the sunken treasure. I don't know about the sunken treasure, but I feel like sunken treasure was like a Titanic
No,
theme.
we're sinking. Yeah,
Yeah, for real. Where they didn't
we are
tell us that we
sinking.
were sinking the treasure and then looking for
Yeah,
it, because that's what's going on. Ah,
yeah. Coach, bringing in a coach now would be great. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but it would be great to get the boys going with under the new coach. Any moves, any extra moves we're going to make, get it going. So that way, when Griezmann were to arrive, it'd be a plug and play. But I'm sure even coaches themselves are going to wait till after the World Cup for other job opportunities before they accept this. Like I'm sure even a person like Wilfred Nancy is probably by now going to wait just to see what he gets offered. So yeah, in a perfect world, yeah, we bring somebody in now, but I unfortunately I doubt it. I doubt it'll happen.
The thing is Arujo didn't want to be here.
Hmm.
We tried to sell, or we tried to extend or whatever, renew Gillespie's contract. He wanted too much. We um, got rid of Schlegel because if we didn't get rid of him now and he didn't sign during the season, he was going to be out on a free. If he signed, he would have signed a pre-contract. Um, Kyle Smith didn't want to play here anymore. He wanted to go to Cincinnati for his last season. Who else am I missing? Here, let's go through
you
the
know what? While
who we
you're
lost.
talking about that, John, the one thing I'll
Yeah.
point out is the last thing you want in a situation like this is a player that does not want to be here. Because
Well, of
right
course
Yep.
now
not.
we can
Yeah.
complain as much as we want about these players, but you feel like they all want to be here, right? Like they're not somewhere they don't want to be. If you had these players that you tried to hold on to or not to let go when you knew that they're wanted to be elsewhere, you would see a totally different performance. And that's
Hmm.
usually typically what would happen is halfway through the season, half those players would pick up and be like, I'm out.
And we saw it happen with Chris Mueller back in what
Yep.
was it, 21?
Yeah. So
Enrique, we sold him for the same reason we sold him when he was top of his form. Because if we let it go to the end of this year or to middle of this year and he didn't want to sign back, he would have been gone on a free. Same with Dagger Dan. Arujo, like I said, didn't want to sign. We tried to sign him. Schlegel, same as Dagger Dan and Ramiro. Freeman, if we didn't sell him now, he would have been gone on a free. We tried to tried to sign him on for an extended contract all last season, and he wouldn't sign. Talked about Pedro. Rafael Santos was just horrible. Kyle Smith wanted to leave, and Luis Muriel was just plain awful. So guess what? If we would have signed Arujo to the contract he wanted, or Pedro to the contract he wanted, from what I understand, one of those two would have taken a designated player spot, and we wouldn't have gotten been able to sign Griezmann.
My other thing to add to that, the people that like, oh, why do we get rid of this person? Why we get rid of that person? At the end of the day, we didn't win anything with any of those guys either. So okay, we would have kept those guys, and we would have lost 2 days ago to LAFC 4-0. Wow, big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like 6-0, 4-0. Like it's you're getting thrashed either way. Like we didn't win anything with those guys. So like I understand they were better players than what we have now, but it's still the same thing. Like at the end of the day,
you look at the players we have now, especially the young guys, the young Brazilians. Hate on Iago as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Hate on Thiago as much as you want, because they both didn't play well on Saturday, and they've had a couple rough matches this season.
But did you see that shot that he took from outside the box?
I don't believe so.
Oh my God.
It was in the second half.
Oh yeah, it was like in the second half. He took a shot from outside the box. Sorry to interrupt you. That was like a rocket. Like I mean,
Thiago or Iago?
Thiago.
Yeah.
I was
I mean, the dude has. But that's kind of getting to what I'm saying. Is the three guys, Otavio, Thiago, and Iago, their ceiling is higher than the three guys that we got rid of that played their same positions.
Yep.
Otavio was decent in that second half. Otavio played very decent in that second half.
Yeah.
I had no problem with him.
But you know what changed in that second half?
What?
Who were two of the three subs we brought in? Right at halftime.
Taifi and Reed Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two young guys.
Yeah. But that's what I've always and for me, to your point, John, like their ceilings are much higher. I would rather we have a dynamic team that we can put in younger players like that with the right coaching, with the right talent on the field to help them, and you'll see a much different team. And you'll see a team that can play like that regardless of who's on the field. But it's going to take a while to get to that point. And you need players like Griezmann to be on the field with them to kind of help to bring across what the coach's message is, to elevate them. It's really exciting when you think about it, but if you haven't seen it, it's hard to imagine. But
I mean, this is 100% a team based on how they looked Saturday and the match before that against Nashville. This is just a team that has, and we've kind of said it for going back to last season too, that has very poor leadership.
Mm-hmm.
From a manager aspect and on the field.
I know. I can't wait for Janssen to get back. I love Ojeda as a player, but captain wise, he seems very shy. Like
it's just bringing that energy.
He doesn't say anything.
Bringing energy and direction.
That game against LAFC, Janssen would have been cursing at him and yelling and like, okay, yeah, some people might not like that. And some people might not think that's cool, but I don't know. I like a tough, hard-nosed player that, like, he's going to hold them accountable. Like, and we need that. Ojeda, like, he's got the captain's armband, but, like, he doesn't really speak up and stuff like that. And, maybe sometimes they need a kick in the ass or something to be motivated to go.
Yeah.
Part of that is also the coaching,
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is, I mean, coming into the game and having that intensity and looking like you're prepared, because this is a team that could have been prepared and still gotten beat 6-0. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have, but you just see the lack of intensity the majority of this team has when they play a match.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw it last year as well, especially at the end of the year. It's like the majority of the starting 11 is just out there to go through the motions and collect a paycheck more now than ever. You know, like honestly, what do they care? They're getting a paycheck anyway.
It was
You know,
bad. It was bad the other day, man. It was so bad. Those first 30 minutes was so bad.
and that's the thing is no matter like the difference between them and LAFC and us is smaller. It should be smaller than us and a team from the second division, right?
Yes.
Look at and I'm saying that because look what happened in the U.S. Open Cup in 22. What happened? We didn't pull away from that game until late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're just absolutely brutally overmatched, you should hang with them a little bit. We didn't even hang with them for really half of the first half.
Yeah. We look connected.
Because what happens when your talent isn't quite to the level of the team you're playing.
Yeah.
Your intensity, you can match their intensity, you can match them tactically, and that'll shine through generally until the better players are able to take over because they're not giving 110% effort the entire match, and it's just one of those that they don't even look like that. Like all of our matches outside of the Miami match have basically been over, come halftime.
Yeah, and then we wake up halfway through, and we hold the score line. That's basically what's happened. And it's a similar version of what we usually play. It's just where we're not able to score.
And I don't even blame our strikers like Thiago, Duncan. I don't even blame. They're not getting any service.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
just like with Poppy, they very rarely get service. The only time we had a striker that got service was Duncan in 23.
It's a little bit of everything. I feel like it's a little bit of everything, right? And we just need to start. We really need to start working our way back. So I really hope that the front office starts making some moves soon. I don't know where I saw a post earlier today about the teams and the percentage of making the playoffs. We were there in that list at 2%.
Jesus.
Okay, but that's 2%. Listen, at this point, a wild card spot is a win. Do you know what I mean? Like at this point, if we get in, we get in. We could say we made the playoffs 7 years in a row.
If we made it last year.
You see what I did there? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It'd be 7 years in a row. We made the playoffs. Oh my gosh.
Address Neiman Grodna commented complete lack of leadership, bunch of youngsters with big potential and no one to lead. Ricardo's fault. I mean, I think there's guys that on the team that can lead. I don't think it's tough to say what the coaching staff, because you look at Janssen and he didn't really yell at his teammates while he was on the field like Anani did. Janssen's biggest thing was he was yelling at the officials, honestly. And, I feel like the captain only does what the coaching staff, what the manager allows him to do. And, right now it seems like Perelman's just going with the status quo and continuing with what Poppy, essentially what Poppy's tactics were and everything. And like I keep saying, leadership starts with the staff, with the manager and his staff. If they're not leaders, it's going to trickle down to the team captain, and trickle down from the team captain down to the rest of the team quicker than from the staff to the team captain. Because this is Ojeda's been in Poppy, was with Poppy for what? This is his 4th season now. Been with him since 23.
Mm-hmm.
Janssen's only known Poppy. except for a year. He was brought in late in the year before Poppy was brought in, or 2 years before Poppy was brought in. I can't remember exactly right now. It's too long ago. But the way the players play on the pitch and the intensity they show has to be with the standards set by their manager, by their coach. Plain and simple. And if it's not set by the coach, unless you have a player like Messi or Son or Mueller or Nani or any of those top players that come in that instantly the dressing room changes to where it's their dressing room now and it's their team now. Unless you have one of those players that can instantly change that atmosphere, it's 100% on the manager.
Yeah.
And we haven't had one of those players since 2021 with Nani.
Well, we're about to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't, to blame a general manager for not having leadership that's a tough one.
Yeah.
But
the thing is,
especially when
there's a lot of dynamics going into that because there's a lot of overlap and delays and, to your point. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, it's just with everything going on and with the changes and with the contract extensions, I think if it were up to him, those changes would have happened sooner, but it wasn't. And he got kind of left hanging, holding the bag, which is what we're seeing the after effects of right now.
Yeah, and I mean, only six of these players, I guess 7 if you include Marin. 7 of these players that are on the roster right now are who Ricardo signed. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, he was the assistant. He was, with Moosey," but he wasn't the one to make the final say. Yes, we're signing this player. Yes, we're not. He just, from what I understand, his position was he was more of an advice giver of this is the player we should go after, not we're signing this player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if, we get to this point next year with 2 transfer windows, 4 transfer windows under his belt, and we're still looking this way with a new manager, then that's when the questions with Moosey start to come up.
Yep. I agree. But till then, I think it's his spot to lose. I think we need to give him that time.
I don't know if he's being sarcastic or whatnot with that, but he said, I guess if he wasn't bad, smells like we do punt on this season and polish new team throughout short next season. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do in the summer. I feel like, according to Ricardo, they're going to be extremely active in the transfer market. If we're through the toughest part of our schedule now, by far.
Yes, and that's what I was saying. It's like the perfect storm because it really is. We're just we couldn't have had a more challenging start to our season if we tried. Like really. Yeah. So that on the flip side is if we get our stuff together, the second half of our season might be a good way to redeem ourselves in reality.
Exactly. I mean, the next two league matches will show us the team we have, the squad we have. We have Columbus and Houston coming up with the U.S. Open Cup in the middle, which we'll get. We'll get to the Columbus match and the U.S. Open Cup. Just a little short preview before next week. But both of those teams sit mid-table in the East and West. That'll really show us kind of where we are at from a roster standpoint. Because you look at a team like Nashville last year, they didn't have that different of a team than they had the year prior. And they were a very good team last year.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing that changed was their coach.
Yeah.
You know, a good coach will be able to put um, the players in a position to succeed, and right now, that's not happening. We have an out and out center back playing left back, and what was seemed to supposed to start as a three center back system, you know, to start the game with. I don't know.
I agree. I agree with you. I think the next two couple of games are going to show us where we're at. I think we have that second half of the season to really try to turn things around. Hopefully by then, I would love to think that we have a coach in place by then, but I don't think that's going to happen, honestly.
Hmm.
I would be surprised if we move that quickly on it, unless they know who they're going to get. I mean, I truly believe they know who they're going to get. I just don't know when they're going to get them. I don't know if they're going to wait the rest of the season, which I really hope not, or if they have a plan for when to bring them in. I just don't understand why you wouldn't bring them in sooner rather than later, why you'd wait, unless it was a situation where they couldn't start until a certain time. But
And I think that's what it is, honestly.
yeah,
I think it's we have that they have somebody that they've been talking to that is under contract with a club whose season doesn't end until June.
okay. Yeah, and which would I mean at that point it would make sense because then you have that the coach and Griezmann starting in that summer window, and we
And
started.
and I do think it's somebody that Griezmann is familiar with.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be. It has to be one way or the other. Either he's familiar with them, or at the very least he's okay um, with with them being the coach.
Yeah,
Because I truly believe he would not have signed anything, not knowing who the coach is or not having at least a say in who the coach was.
yeah,
I
yeah. I mean, and yeah, exactly. He's not going to sign. A player like him isn't going to sign and play
for Perlman,
half of his first year of his contract. What?
for Perlman, right?
Well, no offense against him, but he's an interim manager.
No,
You
no, I
know.
know, but that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think if we can somehow get above 10 points on the season, which will put us 11th or 12th, I think, by that time. Um, you know, we make the right moves during the World Cup break, bringing in a new manager, bringing in mainly a left back.
mm-hmm.
You know, we could still make the playoffs because we have what's that?
Absolutely. I agree, 100%. That's the only way.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if Griezmann even knows more. Like I'm sure he knows probably the coach we're bringing in, and I wouldn't doubt if he knows if we're even getting a star player, and he knows who that is as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a
We have
lot of
19 matches after the World Cup.
yeah.
A
19.
lot of soccer. 19 over half the season.
When Ricardo said that he went over there and he talked to Griezmann and he spent time with him at his house and everything, I think that's what those conversations were about.
Hmm.
Where the direction that Ricardo wants to take this team, and because he said he was already familiar with the team, and he was familiar with a lot of the things. So I truly believe it was a conversation about who we're going with, what the direction is, what the plan is, what the plan is for him, because obviously it's like a season, a short season, and then a full season. So talking about his future with the team, or maybe the league, or maybe where he goes after Orlando City, so a lot of that type of conversation. So, and I know in there was about who's going to be coaching this team and how they're going to at least have Griezmann help to help spur that turnaround. So
100%. And I think that's why Griezmann waited to, you know, honestly, waited to sign.
yeah. Yep. All right. I feel better now. Thank you. It's like a self-help session. Self-help Orlando City self-help group every Monday until the season's turn around.
It's coming. It's coming. You gotta have patience. You ain't heard Duncan McGuire a couple weeks ago. Let's have some patience.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And we'll talk about this more on extra time, but it takes patience there in a rebuilding season.
Oh yeah.
We could be Philadelphia's management that acts like there's nothing wrong, or Salt Lake City's management who acts like there's nothing wrong. Or Montreal's or Portland's. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if that, I mean, and back to how. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's. I saw in the standings. Philadelphia, no points, all the way dead last is insane.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
That's
So you
crazy.
look at our first 6 matches. We've played, and this is on the Supporter Shield. We played the first place team, the fourth place team, the seventh place team, the 11th place team, the 14th place team, and then Montreal, who's 28th. But you look at 5 of our matches are in the top 20 of the Supporter Shield.
Oh, we've had a little bit of a tough schedule there. I'm not saying that. I'm not making up excuses. I know we're
No, that's not an
right
excuse at
now,
all. I mean, there's no
but we
excuse
are
to.
playing some tough teams. We still got Columbus. I guess it hasn't started off too hot, but we still got Columbus to come now. So it's
Yeah, and I think that's really going to show us the Columbus match and the Houston match being back-to-back weeks. Guys that are kind of lower middle of the table in the East and the West will really show us where our roster is. Because you can pull out a draw with maybe even a win with a lack of coaching. It just depends. That's on the players.
and then we get
Columbus.
we get Charlotte.
Columbus only has 1 win. They have 2 draws and 3 losses.
They have 5 points, right? We have 3 that have 5.
They have 5, yeah. Their most recent match, they beat Atlanta 3-1 in Atlanta.
Columbus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And one of my former Egyptian team players is on there. Their striker.
Columbus?
On Columbus, yeah. He used to play for my Egyptian team, and they signed him after the Club World Cup.
He's their starting striker?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the only common opponent we have so far is they played Nashville back on March 14th and lost 1-0.
Nashville just lost their first game, I believe. They finally look human. But I think it's
they lost to Chicago.
Yeah, but I think it's because they have the Champions Cup game coming up, so they probably rotate them.
No, they actually, because it was off the international break, they actually came in with their preferred 11.
Oh wow!
I saw on social media some of the Nashville fans criticizing it.
Yep.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, this weekend we do play Columbus at 7 p.m. It's been such a long time since we've had a home match. My goodness. But on the season, like we said, Columbus is 11th in the East. That Wissam Abu Ali, is that the guy you were talking about, Ahmed?
Yeah, that's him.
He's their leading goal scorer with 5 goals. He has 1 assist on the season. Max Arsten is their leading assister with 2. Those two I know will give us fits. So Max plays on the right, I think, usually. Or he plays on the left, so he'll be going up against. He'll be on our stronger side defensively. Um, I just think this is one of the matches that we should get points from.
Any points would be good at this point.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I mean, we have an 18-point hole to dig out of, so
Yeah.
every little bit helps.
They're still going to be a tough team, even though they're only 2 points above us. I mean, with Diego Rossi, Arston, Daniel Gazdag, I mean, they're still a solid team.
Oh, yeah.
And then, us going to their house, and us being a good road team, I guess doesn't exist anymore.
Man.
I think it'll be a little tough. It's still going to be a little tough.
You know what? You never know. You never know. We're just not in the best form right now.
The biggest thing I'm looking for is just for the players to show a little bit of passion, a little bit of intensity on the pitch.
I think if they come out the way they did in the second half, or if they come out the way they did against Montreal when we played at home, that's what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Result aside, because the results at this point, if we do well, that's great. If we don't, at least come out playing well. And that's the issue lately.
Most of our mistakes, that's the thing about the LA match and the Nashville match, is most of our mistakes in the midfield were intensity, and on the attack was intensity and intent to score a goal.
Yeah, there was no drive to fight for the ball in the midfield. You could see it.
Outside of Gusky, which it's part of the reason he got on FootMob, I feel got such a low rating. I feel like Gusky was one of the, even though he had a low rating, which most of our back defensive four did, that defensive six did.
Yeah.
Him, Atuesta in the back four.
Yes, you're right. He did definitely outplay Atuesta for sure in that sense. from a drive standpoint.
There was several times in that LA game where we just had the ball and like the guys are just standing around, like no one's moving around. You gotta move around when you don't have the ball as well. You can't just stand there. Like it's just I'm yelling at the TV in my living room, move, like somebody move. Like it's just standing around. It's crazy.
We got the ball, now what, guys?
Yeah, it was that game was nuts. Like I know LAFC is good, but man, like come on now, like you ain't doing, you're not helping by just standing there. Like Ojeda and Pastulich, like I don't know. Like those guys are just standing there, like they just. You see the DP tag slapped on them, and you see these other DPs around the league, and it's just like, what's going on, man? Like, I feel like they should demand more or something. Like, I don't know.
It's almost like they're in a state of especially Pasalic is in a state of self-preservation right now. Where they don't want, and I'm not giving them an excuse. If anything, this is a dig at them, where they don't want to, put their body on the line for something in case they don't want to risk getting an injury because, honestly, for what,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the way Pasalic looked with his national team last week, if he looks like that in the World Cup, he'll be gone if he gets called up. I think because of the way he played against Colombia, he will.
If he leaves, that opens up a spot.
He leaves, that will be interesting. Opens a lot of positive possibilities, which I like. I like him. I think he has quality, and I think he adds something to the team. I just think we learned I hope Ricardo learned under the Musi that we can't have players that only have 1 foot in the league anymore. And
I
he's
just don't
one of
want to
them.
worry about losing more players right now. We can't afford to lose any more players right now. Wait till we start turning things around a little bit. Then
Oh yeah,
Columbus.
of course. I don't want. I mean, like he said, I like Pasovich as well. I don't want to lose Pasovich. I'm just saying, worst comes to worst, if he's the one that we lose, it is a DP spot available.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I just don't want to think that far.
I think Ojeda knows he's not going to get much better than the MLS. Be a very good player in the MLS.
I agree. Because I said the same thing when he signed that last extension, and he was saying how thrilled he is to be here, how his family's thrilled to be here, and it was, isn't it pretty kind of long, right? 28, 29.
Yeah,
Um,
he's up there.
yeah. And I thought the same thing as you just said right now. I think he's content. I think he knows his role, like where he's at, and he's probably one of those that like says to himself, "Okay, am I going to go overseas and not get playing time, sit on the bench? At least over here, people praise me, and I get to start, and I'm the captain right now. My face is plastered all over the city. Some people care about that stuff, and
Yeah.
he's probably okay."
And what you did say about movement, two things about it. He was one of the few players that moved without the ball. I did notice that in the match where it seemed like he was all over the pitch the entire match Saturday, with what I watched in the first half. He was, yeah, he seemed to constantly be moving. But the other thing is the announcers brought it up, and it's like, look at the difference when LA gets the ball versus when Orlando gets the ball. And I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, honestly, what Orlando looks like with the ball is no different than they looked with Poppy as the coach. They tried to slowly play it from the back, and if there was nothing there, the center backs just sat on the ball.
Yeah, I did hear that part when the commentator did say, "Look at the difference." I mean,
It's
LAFC
like this
they were fast.
status quo for the last couple of years. I feel like in 23, you could have said it was, it was definitely different. So I felt like every match we started out the match at home, especially where we were threatening, and it was like when we when we got the ball, we were attacking in 23. But 24 and 25, it's like, we get the ball and sit on it. And it's like winning the possession battle doesn't do anything if you're not in the attacking third, or at least the opponent's half.
Yeah,
You
games
know,
like that, I would just like to see, like you said, like if we're sitting on the ball, especially in the midfield, I would like to see, Angulo, Pasalic, Ojeda. I would like to see them come up to the midfield and demand the ball. Come up to it, demand the ball, give it to me. If you're not doing nothing with it, you come up, get the ball from them, and make something out of it. It was just like no fight. It was just like I don't know. It's just like they expect like the next guy's gonna do. Okay, the next guy's gonna do something. The next guy's gonna do something, but no one's doing anything. And I feel bad, like I said earlier, for like the strikers. Like, I mean, they're not getting no service at all. They're just doing cardio.
yeah.
Yeah, they're just running back and forth. They get
And if
no
they, if
service
they
at
do,
all.
and the thing
Wild,
is, if
man.
the strikers do get the ball in the box, their backs to the net.
Yeah,
I know one time specifically, Tiago got the ball in the box and he had 3 or 4 players around him and nobody to lay the ball off to. And he almost made something of it, but he didn't. He tried to get through it and didn't. But he,
well, that's why I think that shot came from outside the box. I think it was more like, "Whoa, I finally got it." Let me try something here. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna get it back. It's crazy, man. The amount, like, the no service is wild to me.
yeah. But I honestly, about the Columbus match, I haven't seen much of Columbus this year. Um, I've gotten really bad, I guess you could say, with you know, only watching my teams, with the respective sports. So I don't really watch much outside of a couple teams in the sport, Orlando City and Milan and uh, um, Dortmund are the only three matches a week I usually watch. Um, have any of you guys seen Columbus much this season?
I just saw highlights from their last match, and
Yeah,
it worried me.
your boy's on there. He had two of the three
Yeah,
goals.
he had a
Yeah.
brace. It worried me. It worried me.
I watch a lot of MLS because I just like to see the other teams that we can possibly be facing and going up against. But I have not seen Columbus this season yet.
Looks like they play your standard 4-4-2, based on their lineups that I'm seeing. Um, you know, they got the guys we're familiar with, Rossi and Arston.
I've been dying for the longest for us to try a 4-4-2.
Yeah,
So let me ask
especially. I
you.
mean, we could have done it with if Muriel would have panned out the way I think they were hoping to. I think that's what they were going to go with, was a 4-4-2, and play Muriel and Duncan up top. I think is what once Duncan
Yeah,
ended up coming back, or I think they were going to play Ojeda up top with Muriel. But with the current roster, there's the depth for just the makeup of it. If you put Tiago and Duncan at the striker position, where do you put Ojeda?
yeah.
You know, and I think that's the issue they're running into. That why we keep seeing kind of a 4-4-3-2-1, or kind of, I guess this past week we kind of played a 4-4-2 with the way things shaped out, because with the way Ojeda was playing, how he was kind of floating all around the field, it was almost like he was dropping back off that front line to receive the ball a little bit. Both him and Tiago were defending back pretty far together. One wasn't staying up the pitch as you would see in a 4-3-2-1. So it's something that probably could have worked with Facundo when Facundo was here as well, because Facundo's I feel a little bit better defender than Pasalic is, because Pasalic does not defend.
He's playing pretty good in Austin, man. I've been watching.
No, yeah, Facundo, yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
saying Pasalic doesn't.
no, I know. I'm just adding that I've been watching Austin, and he's playing pretty good.
Yeah. So we'll see. What do you guys think will happen Saturday?
Do you think we're gonna come out the same formation as we did against
No.
LA?
Dorsey should be back, because it was just like back stiffness. I could honestly see us coming out with five, a true back
Yeah,
five.
I think I think he's leaning towards that just because it puts us in a more defensive posture, and he's trying to do what he can to
Yeah,
stop
stop the
the bleed, so
bleeding.
to speak.
Stop the
Because you
bleeding.
can
Yeah,
take those the two on the outside if you're doing well and push him up, right? And then it puts you at three in the back.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to start with that just to put everybody at ease a little bit. I don't
yeah.
know.
I would like to see Duncan get the start. Um, I would like to see Otavio get the start over Atuesta. Um,
Means our two starting midfielders, our two starting defensive midfielders, are an average age of 18 and a half or something like that. 18 maybe even.
Hey, at this point, we gotta throw it to the wall, see what sticks. But the way Otavio played that second half versus the best team in the league, as opposed to Atuesta, I would like to see him get the start. I mean, at the end of the day, what worse can happen? I mean, from where we are right now. If Dorsey comes back, that'll be a big help. Um, I personally think that we still lose the game. I
What?
think I personally think we still lose the game. I just think it's. I mean, of course we can find it. I just think right now us scoring goals it just seems so difficult, man. And I don't know. I think Columbus is like I said, I haven't watched them this season yet, but just looking at the players on paper, I know it's played on grass, not on paper, but on paper they still look decent. And going to their house is just always difficult for us. Um, yeah, I still don't think we get the win.
We've only given up 9 goals this year. I honestly think it's going to be a 0-0 draw at bat.
If
I
it
really
is,
think
it should feel like a win.
yeah.
If anything other than a draw, anything other than a loss should feel like a win.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I would take a draw over a loss, of course.
I think 0-0 will be the result. I think whoever scores first wins.
So do you guys think we score it all?
Well, he's saying he thinks it's a 0-0, so he's saying that means no, and I don't think so either.
I know, I don't think so either, but I really want to see a goal. Come on.
I mean,
Just
I
one
wanted,
goal.
I wanted a goal at the end with LAFC just to stop their
Oh, yeah.
not competing goals at all. I just wanted
When he
I
took
wanted us
that
to end
shot,
it.
bro, when he took
Yeah.
that shot, I was like, oh,
Yeah, at that point I was just like, a goal is a win for me, just so they can't say that anymore.
yeah.
You want to put up that comment there?
Well, and a goal in a game like that against a team like that, with the way that game was going, and as bad as our season's been, is something the players could hang their hat on. With a decent number of matches been played, if we were the first goal, that's a step in the right direction. If that makes sense, as sad as that is to say.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't, 1-5, if we were, 1-2 and 1-2 and 3, and didn't have a terrible goal differential going into the game, and the match still played out where we were down 6-0. Scoring a goal against a team that's flying right now like LAFC is.
Oof, that was just...
Scoring a goal against them is they're the first goal they've given up all year. Obviously, somebody's going to do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the MLS, and it's very, very difficult to have a team that just utterly dominates the way LAFC's been dominating this year.
And Son hasn't scored a goal yet.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, he had 4 assists on Saturday.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And they have Portland.
But that to me, the first step this team has to do is just kind of right the ship. Right the ship meaning figure a little bit out, one game at a time, 1 week at a time.
Yeah, at least a bit of their identity, of what their identity is for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, or not even right the ship, just steady the ship. Getting a draw Saturday, whether it's a 0-0 draw or a 3-3 draw, is still a step in the right direction.
Your dad thinks otherwise.
I saw that.
Yeah, we can go through some more comments now since we haven't done it in a minute.
Yeah.
Pedro
Del Valle.
Oval,
Yeah.
Del
Valle, 1799 said, "Did you see the news coming out of Mexico from Club Monterrey FC that Orlando City is interested in signing Anthony Marshall? It appears that the player and the club are going to terminate his contract." Yes, we'll be touching on that in a second. And then my dad, Ray Widener, says, "No way our defense gets a shutout." I don't know. Columbus has struggled to score goals this year. They scored less than a goal a match.
I just feel like every time we play them, Diego Rossi always scores on us every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever since he was in LAFC, that guy.
And they're at home.
That's the part that is like, to me, it's just like this. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk
Yeah,
about
we can jump on the transfer rumor now.
Yeah. So we were actually talking about this before the show, John and I. Apparently, there is a rumor out of what is it, John? From CF Monterrey.
Yeah, Monterrey.
That Orlando City is interested in signing Anthony Marshall. Wow.
Does he still have it?
That's the question. That's the question. He's made
But you see,
5
this is
appearances for them and has 1 goal so far. Really been on a downturn the last 3 or 4 years. He's 30, but he does have that fringe connection with Griezmann. He played at Man United for a little bit.
But can I just say, I don't see the logic in bringing in new pieces to the team when you don't have that coaching direction. It sounds exciting. You have extra talent. It'll give the fans something to watch, but are you really going to truly unlock the potential of the player that you're talking about bringing in if you don't have that leadership? And I say no. I say that sounds great once we have a coach. I'm excited. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think, Misael?
Why do they want to terminate his contract?
That's a great question.
What I see here is disciplinary reasons. It's what I'm seeing on like 3, 4 posts here on X. It says also that LAFC and New England are also in the race, and I guess it's for $3 million. But I guess it's something about like
It's looking like they're going to terminate his contract, which means that it'd be on a free.
I see here that it says that he disciplinary reasons after engaging in behavior that didn't sit well within the team's environment, and he was supposed to come on as a substitute against in their last match against Chivas, and he did not want to.
Yeah, that's just what we need right now. It's like Muriel 2.0. It's like
I mean, I don't know how much of that is true. That's what it says here on X.
yeah. Well, it says here this his contract's running until June 30th, so that could line up with Griezmann showing up at the same time, in theory.
Yeah.
And if it lines up with the coaching change, maybe that all happens around the same. I don't know. I just don't see I can't see us taking full advantage of these new pieces if you don't have the leadership there. I can't even see us really taking. I mean, unless Griezmann is going to be kind of coaching the team on the backside from the back inside the locker room. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I can't see it. We need a coach.
Well, I think this also aligns with us having a manager,
Yeah.
lined up.
That's what I mean. You mean a coach, right?
Yeah.
Coach, manager, same difference in the sport.
Yeah. But that's
I
what I mean.
really think that the more transfer rumors you start hearing, it's kind of going to put the directions towards one of the managers that's been rumored or not. But I really feel like that we wouldn't really bring that we wouldn't be bringing somebody in, that we'd be bringing a lot of people in if we didn't know if we didn't already know who our manager was going to be and the type of player that would fit his system.
Yeah.
And from everything I've seen or everything I've heard, the manager that we'll be bringing in first to play a 3-5-2.
Oh.
And this would line up with that because Anthony is a striker, so I put him and Griezmann up front.
Oof. Wow. The French connection.
You don't think Griezmann would be better off with us playing the 10 or a false 9?
Well, so when you play a 3-5-2, generally one of the strikers is kind of falls back a little more, plays like a 10 when you're on when you're on defense. But it's a little more. It's really almost like a 3-6-1, depending on who your two strikers are. If that makes sense. They just call it a 3-5-2 because it rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be basically the back four, the middle five, Griezmann, and then the striker up top, basically, or 3-5-1-1, whatever you want to call it. It's more of the defensive setup rather than the in possession alignment, if you will.
Okay.
When you have a player like Griezmann, you have to let him roam around the pitch a little bit and just let him do what he does. It's one of those. 4 or 5 years ago, would I have been excited for this move? Absolutely, but 4 or 5 years ago, he would have been close to a record-breaking DP deal too.
Yeah.
And if we get him on a free, his salary will probably be an allocated, a TAM or whatever deal. Kind of like Angulo's is.
Nice.
So, but expect the rumors to start flying out, especially now that we got Griezmann.
Mm-hmm. Well, it would make sense.
What's that?
I said it does. It's probably one of the few rumors that does make sense, to your point.
And it's concrete too.
Yeah.
David G said it perfectly. It's one of the few concrete ones that's been floating around. But it's we'll see. Maybe he can come in here, and since he's got Griezmann, who's a couple of years older than him, maybe he turns things around a little bit. But it's not a good look bringing in somebody that that whose contract's being terminated because of disciplinary reasons. And if it's getting terminated for disciplinary reasons, usually that's like an immediate thing, and then we could bring him in now as a free agent, which I don't see happening, but we could.
If they want to lighten the blow here on the fans, that's something they can do.
And it'd be right on par for our club when we're terrible, is having off-field distractions.
Oh yeah, that is true. That comment right there from him, the same guy, Pedro. We are going to play Monterrey in the Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the Leagues Cup, I just got a reminder message, and if you are a season ticket holder, today is the deadline for you to opt out of your Leagues Cup tickets if you have not already. I did so as soon as the email came out. Not because I don't plan on attending, but because the tickets are going to be easily obtainable, and they're probably going to be a lot cheaper than what I was going to pay for them as part of my season ticket membership. So,
you look at the attendance last year, even when we were playing good, and it was not good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you haven't already and you are a season ticket holder, opt out. If you're thinking about it, today's the day to do it. So,
yeah,
I'm in the wall, and I believe it said like $12. So I ended up just staying because I know I'm going to end up going anyway. And I'm like $12.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat that.
Honestly, for me, I like to do it where I get different seats too, because the thing with the season tickets, it's like it's your same seat. So I like to use it as a chance to try different seats in the stadium too. So
You're going to the social sideline social, whatever it's called.
You know what? No, I can't see it, but whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, they might discount them so much for those matches. You may.
It might be worth it.
Cheaper than the regular upper deck tickets.
Oh my god.
Or at least the lower level.
Swivel seats.
Yeah, man. And food and drinks.
My neck would hurt. I guess the chair's swivel, so it wouldn't be too bad. But if I had to sit up there watching a match and looking all the way down to my right to watch the match, but
yeah,
I'm right next to that on the wall and looked up there a couple times, and nobody's really paying attention to the match.
You don't go there to pay attention to the match.
Yeah,
But it is what the one thing that looks appealing about it is it's not as packed. You know,
Yeah.
because the seats are like bolted down, I think, so they're
Mhm.
spaced out.
Mm.
But you're paying for that, obviously, because there's like half the number of seats, so they're double the price.
yeah.
Yeah. You're
It's like you're
for that
paying for
seat
two
especially.
seats. Oh my god, whatever. Anyway, what else? So,
So,
you want to move on to the U.S. Open Cup?
yes.
All right. So after we have Columbus, our away match at Columbus this coming Saturday. Wednesday, we go down to Naples, Florida, to play FC Naples in the round of 32 in the 2026 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. It's been a few years since we've lifted that trophy, so this is the start of that journey. I gotta tell you, um, I'm afraid to say what I think because I hate to be. I don't want to say anything. I mean, this should not be an issue for us, even at our worst day, which is right now. Well, it could be worse, but uh, in the state that we're in, this should still not be a major challenge. I don't know much about FC Naples. I have not looked at them yet. But I know that they're making a big deal about it because it was all over social media. Their posts about it were all over social media when they announced the pairing. Um, I think we go out and we treat them like any other team. I don't think we play down to them because we think that they're a USL team or whatever the case may be. Um, I think we go for blood, and hopefully, it's a chance for some of the players to get a positive mindset out of a positive outcome. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, they're from USL League One, which is the second level.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, League One is the third tier soccer here in the United States.
Oh,
So
David
college,
said they're a USL one.
so college
Yeah,
team.
League One. So there's the USL Championship that's the top level,
Mm-hmm.
and then USL League One, kind of like the way they have it over in England. They have the Championship and then the League One, League Two. Um,
So for those who don't know, where are let's say who did we play in the Open Cup? We played the Rowdies and we played what was the other team we played? It was Red something. Shoot. What was the other-
San Diego.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Are they both in the championship or USL one?
they are the Championship. So
Okay.
Naples is the league, but the level below them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they
I mean,
were
we,
so
we could
excited.
run. We could go there with Orlando City B and should beat them.
Okay.
Orlando City B, from what I've seen and been heard, been told, MLS Next Pro level is kind of right in between USL One and USL Championship.
Do you think that's what we'll do? Do you guys think that we'll do like we did against like the Rowdies and stuff and get a bunch of OCB guys to come in
It'll
also?
be heavily rotated, yes.
Okay.
I would still look for some guys to play. Um, if I would Janssen won't be there. We know that.
I see an
I would
Ulo
say
playing
like
that
guys
match.
like Dorsey, Atuesta, Tiago, guys like that have been kind of back and forth on injuries this season. I'd look for them not to play. Possibly even Brecalo not to play because he had the injury last week, the knock last week that he wasn't able to play. But I think it'll be heavily rotated. You'll see a lot of the homegrown guys here, the guys that are on homegrowns.
Yeah.
You know,
This will be exciting.
It's one if we lose to them. I hate saying this because anything can happen. Because obviously their players are going to be amped up to level 1,000 on this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if we lose to them, we just need to dissolve the club at this point. Like that's how humiliating.
Yeah,
That's how humiliating it'll be.
I know. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking if we're gonna
Yeah,
rotate.
I like the video that they brought out that they were watching the draw and they got so excited when it was us because it's the first time they're playing an MLS team, and of course they would like to upset, have do the upset and beat an MLS team, and it's also for them. I don't know what kind of attendance they get, but I'm sure they're excited because an MLS team will draw casual fans in for them and fill the place.
Yeah, they do have a
Um,
nice facility. Actually, I went down there. Ironically, like 2 weeks ago, we went down to Naples. My son had a game right over there. The facility's pretty decent. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting match. I was contemplating going, but that drive is a killer, and to do it in one day is even worse. There was no way. So I will be watching it on TV and hoping for the best for our team.
yeah, I mean we were there at one point,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I don't forget that feeling, when you're playing a top tier team and how you feel excited and you want to upset, you know, that team, and so it'll be cool.
Their stadium holds 3,500 people.
Oh yeah, we're selling that place out.
I mean, if I hadn't already had that Friday off because my brother's visiting, if I hadn't already had that Friday off, I would have asked for the Thursday off and probably tried, looked at prices and stuff. So that's a long drive. It's not. It's going there and back. Actually, back you'd probably take 75 to I-4,
Yeah, it
but
takes
going there
about 3.5 hours each way from my house.
at least.
I'm,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. You're
I'm
down near
further
Kissimmee.
south.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm further south, so it took me about
But
three and a half
still,
hours.
even where you're from, it's going to take you back through like Winter Haven
Yep,
and
that's
down
exactly
the
what it
back,
did.
down through no man's land, down there.
Basically.
You literally don't see much more than small towns until you get into Naples.
Yep.
I used to do that drive several times. I did that drive several times. Yeah, US 17's the road. David just said.
Yeah, and then you hit 75, and then you're about an hour or so away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go. It would be nice. There is something different to matches like that. Like when we went to the Rowdies match, it's still got a nice feel to it.
Oh yeah.
It'd
We
be
had
nice.
a we had an absolute blast at the Rowdies match.
Yeah.
Ahmed and I were. I stood. Ahmed and I, but Ahmed and his son were right next to me.
Yeah, that was fun.
Luke and his rowdy friends.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We
I
were joking because there's me and another one of Luke's friends was a bigger dude as well, and me and the other dude were joking if we put in a fifth against the Rowdies that we were gonna jump so hard the stand was gonna collapse because that
for
stand
the
we were
stand
in.
that we were on, it was like a portable stand. Yeah,
Oh my god!
it was a yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast, and it's something nice. It's something authentic about this sport that we don't get in this country often. Is an away day where you just drive an hour or two away and drive back. You know, and it's most of our away days. I mean, Miami's the closest league game we have, and that's 3 hours if traffic's good. Or you're taking the with a bright line down. Even then, you're not coming back on Brightline because it doesn't run. I think their last trip is at 10 p.m. So
Yeah,
you'd be
but
hard pressed to make
you would
that.
take the bright line to where? To Miami and then go across?
No, no, no. I'm saying to Miami,
Oh, to Miami, yeah.
like making it a day trip where it's
Yeah.
not like dreadful because you have to drive there and drive back.
Yeah. That's actually not bad. I did that one time when they had the Club World Cup. The problem is there was so much traffic leaving Hard Rock Stadium.
Mhm.
We missed our train.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I ended up having to find a hotel to stay in till the next morning to take the 6 o'clock. But other than that, the bright line down and up is amazing. It really is, because it is. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean that was the first time I'd ever done an away day like that with our club, and that was a good experience. And I from what I know, they gave supporter tickets to our supporter groups. Apparently, supporter groups are no longer allowed to sell them to people not a part of the supporter group.
Interesting.
But I do know that there's going to be pockets of Orlando City fans all over that stadium.
You think?
From what I've seen.
Oh my god.
So it'll be pretty much like a home game from what I can tell. I mean, if we don't bring 500 or so people there, it'd be shocking. Total supporter groups and others. Absolutely, David. I'm sure we do. We have fans all over this state. Heck, most of Miami's fans, once they start being bad again, will be Orlando fans here in within the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should win. That's one that, as much as I hate saying it, we could walk out with the intensity we did against LA and beat them handedly.
Oh my god.
I mean, this would be since the national championships tonight. This would be a bigger upset than a 16 seed beating a 1 seed.
Yeah. I mean, listen, anything is possible. I
Yeah,
I hope not, but
it makes me nervous.
that's why I hate to say that. I hate to say that.
It'll be so embarrassing.
You never ever
It'll be
know
so
until you're
embarrassing.
there.
It'll be so bad.
Uh,
I'd rather get killed by LAFC again.
oh my god. Anyway. All right. So, final thoughts?
Trying to find FC Naples total. Oh my goodness, that
What?
is lower than I thought. On transfer market, their market value of like total market value of their players
Hmm.
is 1.64 million.
Wow.
Put it in comparison.
So some of those guys have regular jobs.
Oh yeah, ours is 47.88. So that's like the combined market value of all the players.
Yeah, it's just
I want to see who their most
It's
expensive
Ojeda.
player is.
It's just Ojeda's salary alone.
Well, it doesn't have to do with salary. I mean, you can have somebody with yeah. I mean, their most expensive player is their goalkeeper at 175K. They have a lot of players that don't even have um, a market value. So, our most expensive market value, I think, you don't include Griezmann, is Data at 8 million. Griezmann's at 11. So that I don't think Ojeda will play unless he has to. I don't think Marco will play unless he has to. I think I don't. I think you know. Perpo will probably be on the bench, like I said. So I think it'll be a really rotated lineup, but they should still easily have their way with them because they play better talent, better teams on paper, even the B team week after week.
Yeah.
See if Caraballo can get a Hattie this time around.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
we also have Houston. Is it Saturday, Sunday?
Next Saturday, yeah, after that.
Yeah.
So we'll break the match down a little more next Monday. when we get into it.
Yep. All right.
All right. We can only go up from here.
Don't say that.
Bro.
Well, I mean,
Bro,
it cannot get worse than Saturday.
Yes,
Philly,
yes, it can. We
Philly,
can lose. FC Naples would be worse than losing 6-0.
Well,
Philly,
yeah, but I mean, league play like Columbus coming up.
Philly's behind us.
They're not going to do that to us. So
Philly's behind us.
there's just no way. Like it's only
Philly is
coming, it's
behind
only
us.
going up from here.
We could, what position? We're in 14th right now.
Yep.
14th could turn into 15th like that, bro. I'm just
Philly.
saying, I don't want it to. I'm just saying it's not
Well,
impossible.
honestly, unless Philadelphia wins a match, we have nothing to worry about. And the way they're looking, they're not going to.
They got Montreal next.
Yeah. So we'll see.
They got Montreal next. So
But this week on Extra Time, real quick before we call it a show, David G will be on again. And I believe David Valentin will be joining us as well. We'll be going over kind of what it takes to rebuild and why it doesn't happen overnight and all of the details of that and everything. Plus, as people that watch it know, we get into a lot more than the actual topic we're on because it's just a show that you BS on. You talk about our club and talk about the sport.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the team. Continue to do so because they need us in those stands right now. So we're going to leave you the only way we know how, reminding you that football is played on grass, not on paper. That football is cruel, as it has proven so lately, and unpredictable. That football is a pound of talent and an ounce of luck. And if you have not cried for joy or anger over football, have you really ever footballed? For John, David, Misael, Luke, and myself, may God bless you. And as always, vamos, Orlando!